Okay, Amelia, you're subscribed. Welcome. Hi, Tiffany, waiting for the bus because I arrived at the airport and now I need to take a bus to my destination, which is an undisclosed location, a compound in the nature that I'm going to for meditation. My name is up to you. I give you permission to give me a name, Ricky. You don't need a mantra to practice meditation. You just have to have a willingness to open. So if you are willing to be open with everything, then that's enough. Breathe and be open with everything. Well, what's really useful to respect is to respect capacity to do a good job taking care of ourselves. That means that we can identify wholesome emotions, a wholesome mental framework, and we can identify negative emotions or unwholesome mental framework. And then we can protect, we can offer, we can share our willingness to step back from an unwholesome mental state and to step forward into generosity, kindness, patience, openness. Mostly people need more openness. And if you're going around, if you're moving a lot, you're worked up a lot, you're bound up a lot in things and wants and fears and ideas, it's difficult to be open together with everything. Well, I love Deer Park Monastery. I was thinking maybe I'll go back to Deer Park Monastery and become a monk, but probably not. So it's not really about what the other person is doing. Like this live stream is not about what the people who are watching are doing. It's also non-doing. Access to not doing anything. And we don't really value, we tend to not really value non-doing or just being or no complicated thoughts when we don't see that the self, that our kind of tension-based experience of separation is basically pure schizophrenia. That our ego, or the basis of a separate self, is schizophrenic in nature. And so when we don't see how much ignorance and attachment we have, maybe because we're perpetually stuck in a habit of feeding ourselves with pleasure and trying to avoid pain, there's not much value given to just being, or non-doing, or non-thinking. But this is about that. This is about being ready to die, here and now. Take me, Lord, I'm ready. And the beauty of being ready to die, it's not that you're trying to die, it's not that you want to die, it's not you anything, it's just ready, willing to be open to the ending of everything. And the ending of everything is always happening. The ending of everything is always happening. If we try to change the world, or we try to change ourselves, we're kind of doing something that's unnecessary, because the nature of everything is just changing all the time. It's your desires, it's your want to control, it's your subliminal intentions that are causing stress or confusion or worry about the way that things are and make it into something. But if we don't try to make it into anything, that's just freedom. Adulterated, childish freedom. We are pro-children here. We are pro-childish qualities here. This is an anti-childism space and pro-childism space as well, because childism can be used as racism and also feminism or civil rights. And so instead of being stuck in something being vague or specific, don't take away your position of being someone who understands things. So this process is kind of need an ID, or realizing that you find yourself at the DMV, you find yourself at the government office to make application or to get your license for your basic needs, right? It's you find yourself in that situation, and the clerk says, all right, and you at that, and then you go into direct experiencing. I'm not. I'm working on releasing the knot of I, and that is not based anywhere. It's certainly not based in having a home. So I don't have a home, but that's because homelessness is my home.
流量，我没流量，你别给我乱说。不是我，你们说没流量，我是说20G的好不好？现在15G的。我抖音很熟，我已经把它练好了。 这样无所谓了，都分装，2,000块钱而已。23年买的，23年年底11万，这些很有看。当地这样挂吧，保险太贵了，我你用了谁？保险别的，保险别的3000多，你那是1000多的。好，最好是800。22年的，我就继承23年，22年双十一的。
Well, I'm very inspired by people taking an interest in this body and mind's apparent and release itself, and through that release to benefit others. And there are members of this Sangha or members of this community of practice of bodies and minds with the intention to release themselves or release appearances that allow me to live in this way, to live on blessings rather than to live on selling my labor, selling my time. So I have a lot of gratitude, and when people do leave a comment, when people do share their impression, their experience, how they're making use of following along and being involved, it's very valuable and inspiring to me. And it's very interesting as well how people get involved, how people reach out, how people participate is very meaningful. Forms the way that I move forward in teaching and sharing and in living this way. The teachings and the terms, the Buddha nature, it almost takes on a kind of a form, liquidity and aliveness. And that's what's necessary. I mean, that's what it's all about. It's not a philosophy, it's not intellectual, it's not linguistic, it's a heebie-jeebies in a way of freedom, in a way of being ready to enter into ending. But even that, whatever it is not to attach or to hold on to. It's just another season, another greenness, another bird cry. You know, and we say bird cry, but birds are probably pretty happy, so why are they crying all the time? Oh, Viduno, thank you. Wow, that's wonderful. That's a joyous kind of celebration. Many people getting memberships, whether they like it or not. And I've said before, it's very lovely when people do that because you can see all the different names. And really, you watching and participating and just being here is, really supportive. And if you want to support some way more than that, you're also welcome to reach out to me and to support or to support it in other ways, more directly or less directly or what have you. So when we're practicing meditation in a way, trying should only be if you're in an intensive meditation retreat, if you're working with a teacher, if you're having direct guidance, then you can put forth some effort, some strong meditation. But here and in general, most of the time, what we should work with meditation. And so the natural meditation is kind of stepping back from all of our trying, all of our involvement, all of our plans and stories. You know, that part everybody knows. But the trying that we access in that meditation is the natural trying. So the trying that your ego is not really involved with, or can't identify with, can't take responsibility for. So that's the natural trying of the breathing experience, the breathing happening. And that's the natural trying of the heartbeat. So the body is already doing all of the trying energy, or all of the willpower energy is already there in the body. And we're kind of breathing and bringing the mind, or bringing the ego, bringing the story-based nonsense into the heart-body breathing, and allowing that to be as it is, and to connect with the lack of contrivance, the lack of complicatedness, and the lack of ego that is already natural in our breathing. And the ego wants to say, well, how am I breathing, or am I controlling my breathing? And so the meditation is to relax and release all of that extra saying so. All of that extra saying so is just a kind of tension in the mind. And to practice like that kind of natural meditation, we have to be untangling our internal narratives and seeking. And this is the end of this seeking. Namaste, be happy, be peaceful, Amitofo, bye-bye.